Hi guys, welcome to Blender 5 for absolute beginners. Today we are going to be creating this spinning glass square. It's super easy, super fun, and it really looks brilliant. So let's get into it. So here we are inside of Blender. I'm going to make a few changes only because we're using glass in this. So we need to change the render engine. If we come across to this icon here that looks like the back of a camera, just click on that. Currently we're using Eevee. We need to change that to cycles. It's just better for glass. Below it, you'll see it's using the CPU. Just to speed things up, we'll use the GPU like that. We're then going to come down and change the viewpoint render to 500 and the render, this one just here, we're going to change that down to 650 just to speed things up. Another thing we need to do is if we go on the one below it that looks like a printer, currently it's set to 100%, and what that means is it's going to generate the whole frame of 1920 by 1080. So if I go across here and where's my render, just hit render image, it does that. If I change that amount to 50% and then do that again, it gives us a much smaller image and renders quicker. Right, now we've done that, let's edit our cube. So I'm going to click on the cube, it's highlighted there. I'm going to hit 1 on the keyboard, that'll take us to the front view. I'm now going to scale that by hitting S, and then I'm going to hit Z. And the reason I did that is it will only scale it on the up and down value just here. So we need it to be somewhere around about there, which looks good to me. Right, we need to make those corners a bit rounded, and the way you do that is you take the square into the what's called the edit menu. If you come up here, I can go from object mode to edit mode like that, but there is actually a shortcut and it's a quick one and I use it all the time, and it's the tab key. So let's go into the edit mode, hitting the tab key. We're going to change it from points, this one here, to edges by clicking just here like that, and then I'm going to hit the 1 key to give us the front view. Right, so I need to select these edges here, so I'm going to drag out like so, and you'll see it selected the corner edges, but I actually need it to select all 4. It's only selected the first 2. And the way you do that is if you go to the top here, you'll see here where it says X-ray, just click on that and we can now see through our cube. So let's do that again, left click, drag over, and then if I go here and just left mouse, I can see all 4 corners are being selected. Now to round those out, I need to use something called a Bevel Tool. If you go to the left hand side and go down, if you hover over something, it will tell you what the tool does. The Bevel Tool is this one here, so I'm going to click that. This yellow arrow thingy comes up. If we pull that, you see it does that. We'll go to about there, and if I let go, watch what happens. This window comes up down here on the bottom left hand side. So if I open that up, if I go to segments and just increase that, it makes the corners much more rounder, which is exactly what we need. I'm now going to click on the arrow and get rid of that. While we're in here, let's give it a material. The way we do that, we're going to select on the faces just there, hit A to select all. We're going to come across to the right hand side. Same rule of thumb, anything you go over tells you what it is. The last one is the material one, so we're going to click on that. It's got a default material. We're going to change the name of that to glass. I'm also going to change the color. I'm going to change that to like a bluish like that. We now need to go up to this menu just here and hit assign. Then we're going to go back into the object menu by clicking the tab button, and it's grey. Why is it grey? I thought we just made it blue. And we did, and the reason it's grey is we need to come up here, and at the top here you'll see that one of the view settings is texture. And if I click that, it's come in as blue. Right, what are we going to do now? Let's add a floor. So I'm going to hit 7. That gives us the top view, and then I'm going to hit Shift A, and I'm going to go up and select Mesh Plane like that. And if I hit S to scale, you'll see that's our floor. Now I can use these arrows to scale in and out, or if I hit S and then say 5, it'll scale it to the number that you put in. and in this case it's given us 5 meters. Now if I go back to 1, which is the front view, so click 1 on your keyboard, you'll see that our floor is actually going through our brick, and we don't want that. So click on the brick, hit the G tool to grab, and then the Z tool, and that allows us to move it up and down like that. That red line there is essentially our floor, so I'll put it about there, like so. Now if I render that, I'm going to go render image, we get that. So even though I've named our material glass, it's not actually glass. We need to change it to glass. And how you do that is clicking on the cube, come up to this one here that says shading, click on that, and we're inside just like here. Now you can actually use this node here to create glass, but I'm actually going to use a much more simpler way. We're going to disconnect that and delete it by selecting it, hit delete. Then what we're going to do is hit Shift A. I'm going to hit search, and we're looking for the, I've already used it, but it's here. But just type in glass and it'll come up, and you're just adding that one there. Take the output of that and put it into the surface like so. Now if we want to go back to the layout, come up here, hit layout, and there we are. Let's just render that and see what that looks like. Looking good. There's one more thing that we can do to that, and that is if I click on the cube and right click and hit shade smooth, and then go and render that, watch what happens. Looks far different because it's smoothed out the angles and just made it look nicer. Right, now we need about 20 of these cubes, and we could, if I go to the top menu, I could hit Shift D and duplicate it and keep doing that until I get 20, but that's a long and boring way and your computer will hate you. So I'm going to delete that. What we're actually going to use is something called a modifier. So I'm going to click on the cube, hit 1 so we can see the side view just here. And we're going to come across to the right hand side and see this one here, this icon that looks like a spanner or a wrench. Click on that, and then we're going to hit add new modifier, search, and we're looking for an array. Now there's 2 arrays, there's array legacy and array. We're actually wanting the new one, which is array like that. If I go back to the top view, you see it's actually created 3 glass cubes for us next to each other. And if we go across to the right hand side, you'll see that it's done it on the x-axis here. So they're not on top of each other. So we're going to change that value down to 0. And then we'll go to the Z value, which is the up and down. Hit 1 on your keyboard so we're at the front view like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change the offset to 1.3. And look at that. We've got our cubes. Right, let's change the amount from 3 to 20. Now we need to animate that, so we're going to go right through, make sure we're on frame 1. We're going to come in here and hit I, and that'll insert a keyframe. And we know it's created a keyframe because it's created this yellow dot just here. Now, if I hit N on the keyboard, this comes up, and this is all the numerical values for our cube. And if I go to the Z rotation, this one here, and do this, you can see, let's just look through the camera. You can see it's now rotating around like that. Let's take it back to 0. What we need it to do is we're going to click on the arrow in the timeline just here, go right to the end like that. And we're going to change that Z angle to 180. And then we're going to hit I to insert a keyframe. And now when I play that back, you can see it's slowly rotating round. If I wanted it to rotate the other way, what I would do is go to that keyframe, click here and type in -180, and again hit I to insert a keyframe. And we're starting to look good. Now the only problem that we've got now is all the cubes are rotating at the same time and the camera angle is not particularly good. So let's fix that. What we'll do is we're clicking on the cubes, we're going to come over to the right hand side and see here under the wrench, remember the wrench just here, here it's got a little icon that says randomize, just tick that and then drop down like that. Now under the rotation values, if I go into the Z one and type in say 105, look what happens. All the cubes, I'm using the middle mouse button to go in and out of there, are now randomly rotated along that axis. Now we can also actually keyframe that, so we're going to go back to to the very beginning like that, come across to the right hand side. We're going to create a keyframe by just clicking this button here. We're going to go right to the end by clicking this one here. We're going to change that value down to 0, like so, and click that little triangle or little diamond, I should say, and it'll create another keyframe for us. We're then going to go halfway through the animation, and the easiest way to do that is clicking here and typing in 125, and let's give it another value. So what we'll do, we'll say 188, like that. Remember to hit I to insert the keyframe. And now when we scroll through, you can see it kind of starts off random, but eventually it gets normal towards the end like that. Right, let's fix the camera. And one of the best ways to fix the camera or control the camera, I find, is with something called an empty or a null object. And what a null object is something that cameras and lights and objects can refer to, but they never get rendered in the final animation. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit Shift A, then we're going to go down and we're going to add an empty plane axis one like that. Then we're going to hit S to scale so we can see it, like that. Then what we're going to do is click on the camera, come across to the right hand side, and you see this one here below this roundy one that says physics. It says constraints. Click on that. We're going to go to tracking this side here and go track to. And then what we can do is under target just here, click there and go track to empty. Now if I press 0 on the keyboard, the camera is now looking at that empty, and I know it is because if I click the empty just here and then move it up and down on its Z location, the camera will follow it. Do you see that? How cool is that? And we can also animate that as well. In fact, we're going to do that right now. So what we'll do is go right to the beginning. We'll have the empty there. We'll hit I, insert a keyframe. We'll go to the end. And what we'll do is we'll move it out a little bit. So we'll hit G like that and hit I for a keyframe like that. And then when we go through it, our camera just comes off to the side a little bit. What we'll do is go halfway again, so say frame 120, and we'll move that up in the Z value. So coming up here, we go like that, and our camera follows. And remember I to insert a keyframe. So again, if I go through the timeline, you can see our camera is following it quite fluidly. Now, even though the camera is locked to the view of that empty, we can actually also animate the camera as well. And let me show you what I mean. If I hit 7 just here, click on the camera, I can do it here, or I can just do it like that. I'll go to frame 0 or frame 1 like that. I can hit G, move the camera in. Let's look through the camera, and the camera is giving us that. I can hit I to create a keyframe. I can go right to the end by hitting here, and let's go 7. What we'll do is we'll just move the camera out a little bit, and then if we hit 0 to look through, we get that look there. Hit I again, and then we'll do the same thing as before. We'll go halfway through like that, and we can actually go in a little closer this time. So hit G and go in like that, 0, very cool, and hit I, remember to insert the keyframe. And now when we play that back, we get this. Now there's another little trick that we can do with an empty, and that is this. I'm going to click on the camera here, do you see in the right hand side, and then I'm going to go down and hit Control and click empty like that. Then I'm going to hit Control P, and it says object transform, blah, 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 blah. We want this one here that says keep object transform. And what that has done is it has locked the camera to the empty. So not only is the camera always looking at the empty, whatever the empty does in terms of rotation or movement, the camera will follow it. So if I click on the empty like this and then rotate it in its Z, you can see that the camera follows it, which is really cool and really useful. So let's take advantage of that. So we're going to go to frame 0 or frame 1. We're going to hit I, insert keyframe. We're going to go to the last frame like that. And we're going to change the rotation on this Z to 180 and then hit I on the keyboard. And now when we play that back, our camera is zooming in and out and also following the square around, which looks really cool. Let's just render a frame. So I'm going to go here and hit render, and we get that. Isn't that cool? Now the only thing that I don't like is I think we need to add some lighting to it. So let's go to the top view by hitting 7. We do actually have a light here, which is this thing here, but I like using a light called an area light, and the way you get that is Shift A, go down, find your lights just here, and you'll see area light just there. Scale it up by hitting S, and you get this. Now if I go to the side view by hitting 3, you'll see that our light is actually underneath all of our bricks here. Holding G or hit G, and then what you can do is move it up like that. 7, go to top view, and then you can move it across like so. Now if I hit render again, it hasn't changed anything, and the reason for that is because the light is not pointing at anything and we need it to point. So we're going to do that trick that we did before. We've got the light selected. We're going to come across to the constraints just here, go track to, and we're going to have it track the empty as well. So clicking here, we'll go track empty, and look at that, it's always following the empty now. We're also going to increase its value, so come down to the one that looks like a light bulb and change its value to say 2000. Now we're going to go to the top by hitting 7. We're actually going to make a couple of more lights by simply duplicating this one. How you do that is Shift D, and then you can just move it around like so. Shift D and move it like that. Let's render a frame now and see what that looks like. Oh, it looks so cool. Right, let's render out our animation. And how we do that is we come across to the right hand side. Let's just check some settings. That's looking good. We're going to go here to output. I'm going to change the frame rate to 30 frames per second. That's just my own personal preference. Here I'm going to change the output folder. Go in here and we'll call it Spin Glass 2. Like that. Now currently it's set to render out each frame as an image. I actually want to render as an animation, and the way you do that is you click here, click image, and go down and hit video. And then you come down to the encoding one here, just click that. And currently it's set to H.264, and I'm going to change that to H.265. And the reason I did that, because H.265 allows you to have a lot more colors, and in my opinion, it plays back wonderfully and is very, very, very quick. We also need to change the color depth here from 8 to 10, and we are done, people. Now to render that out, all I need to do is come up here to where it says render, click here and hit render animation. Now it's going to take a bit of time to render that out, so what I'm going to do is pause the video here and come back to you. That looked pretty damn good to me. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've got any comments or suggestions, leave them below the video. I really enjoy reading them, and I will get back to you. If you've liked the video, go down and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.